IELTS Writing Task 2, A Beginner's Guide. Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about something very important if you are preparing for the IELTS exam, Writing Task 2. But before we dive into the tips and strategies for Task 2, let's first understand why the IELTS exam is so important and why people take it. Why do people take the IELTS exam? The IELTS, International English Language Testing System, is one of the most popular English language tests in the world. It's used by people who want to study, work, or move to an English-speaking country like the UK, Canada, Australia, or the USA. This test helps universities, employers, and immigration authorities know how well you can communicate in English. There are two main types of IELTS. 1. IELTS Academic. This version is for people who want to study in universities or colleges in an English-speaking country. It checks if your English is good enough for an academic environment. 2. IELTS General Training. This version is for people who want to work, get training, or move to an English-speaking country. It checks your ability to use English in everyday situations. Both versions of the test measure your skills in listening, reading, writing, and speaking, and each part of the test is important. However, today we are focusing on the writing section, specifically Task 2. What is IELTS Writing Task 2? In IELTS Writing Task 2, you're given a topic and need to write an essay of at least 250 words. The type of essay can vary, but it generally asks you to do one of three things. Share your opinion on a given topic, agree, disagree, discuss both sides of an issue and provide your viewpoint, explain a problem and suggest solutions. You'll have 40 minutes to complete this part of the test, and time management is crucial. This means using the first few minutes to plan your essay, organizing your ideas before you start writing. The essay topics are usually about everyday issues, things like education, the environment, health, or society. It's important to remember that the topics won't require specialist knowledge. They just need you to express your ideas clearly and logically. Think of it as if you're writing a mini argument or discussion, and try to present your points in a structured way. Step-by-step guide for writing Task 2. Now that you understand what the IELTS exam is and why it's important, let's move on to how you can do well in Task 2. Here are some practical steps to help you succeed. Step 1. Understand the question. Alright, first things first, understanding the question. I can't stress this enough. Before you start writing anything, make sure you know what the question is asking you to do. It's like going on a trip. You need to know your destination before you start driving, right? Task 2 might ask you to share your opinion, discuss both sides of an issue, talk about advantages and disadvantages, or explain a problem and suggest some solutions. So, pause for a second. Read the question carefully. If you rush, you might end up writing an amazing essay, but not on the right topic, and we don't want that to happen. Example, say you get a question like, some people think the government should support artists, while others believe that funding should go to health and education. Discuss both views and give your opinion. Here's what you need to do. First, you'll need to talk about both sides. That means explaining people think artists should get government support, and then explaining why others believe the money should be spent on health and education. After that, you'll give your own opinion about which side you agree with. Don't rush this step. Take 2 to 3 minutes to really think about the question and make sure you understand it. This will help you stay on track and make your essay clear and focused. Step 2. Plan your essay. Now, I know planning might seem like an extra step, but seriously, it's worth it. Think of it like having a quick map before you start a road trip. It saves you time and helps you avoid getting lost halfway. Here's a simple plan. Introduction. Say what the essay is about and give your opinion if needed. Body paragraph 1. Talk about one side of the argument and give an example to support it. Body paragraph 2. Discuss the other side, and again, back it up with an example. This is where you can share your opinion too. Conclusion. Wrap it up in a few sentences. Summarize what you've said and restate your opinion. It's like building a little structure for your essay before you start writing. Trust me, taking just 5 minutes to plan will make everything easier. Step 3. Write a simple but strong introduction. Okay, now that you've got your plan ready, it's time to start writing. And where do we begin? With the introduction, of course. Don't worry, this doesn't have to be complicated. Your introduction is just a way to set the stage for your essay. All you need to do is paraphrase the question, don't just copy it exactly. Briefly mention the points you'll discuss. If needed, include your opinion. Here's a simple formula. Take the question, rewrite it in your own words, and give a hint about what your essay will cover. This shows the examiner that you understand the topic and are ready to tackle it. For example, in recent years, there has been a debate about whether the government should support artists or focus on essential services like health and education. While some believe that the arts are important for cultural development, I personally think that health and education should be prioritized. See? It's clear, it's to the point, and it sets up the essay without overcomplicating things. Remember, your introduction is like the first impression of your essay, so make it clean and straightforward. Don't stress too much, just make sure it sets the stage for what's coming next. Step 4. Write clear and organized body paragraphs. Alright, now let's get into the body paragraphs. This is where you'll really show the examiner what you've got. The key here is to keep it clear, simple, and to the point. You want the person reading your essay to follow along easily without getting lost. Each body paragraph should 1. Start with a clear topic sentence that introduces the main idea of the paragraph. 2. Give a few examples or reasons to support your point. You don't need too many examples, just enough to make your point clear. Wrap up the paragraph with a sentence that connects everything together and leads into the next point. Think of your body paragraphs as building blocks for your argument. You're stacking them one by one, making sure each one supports the one before it. Example: if we go back to the government funding question, your first body paragraph could look like this. Some people believe that supporting the arts is important because it helps preserve culture and encourages creativity. Without government funding, many talented artists might not be able to continue their work. For instance, world-renowned museums like the Louvre rely on public funding to maintain their cultural collections for future generations. See? It's clear, to the point, and gives a concrete example. Then in the next paragraph, you would talk about the other side, like this. On the other hand, many argue that health and education should take priority. These areas are essential for the well-being of the society. For example, improving healthcare can directly save lives, and better education helps develop future leaders. In my opinion, these services are more critical than supporting the arts. Keep your paragraphs organized like this, and it'll be easy for the examiner to follow your argument. Plus, it keeps you on track so you don't wander off topic. Step 5. A quick, strong conclusion. Your conclusion doesn't need to be long or fancy. Just a quick summary of what you've already said, and maybe your final sentence to reinforce your opinion. Example. To sum up, while the arts are valuable for cultural development, I believe that government funds should be used to support health and education, as they are vital for the well-being of society. Boom. Done. A strong finish that leaves no doubt about your opinion. Step 6. Manage your time. Time management is crucial during the exam. You've got 40 minutes for task 2, and use a simple way to break it down. 2-3 minutes to understand the question, 5 minutes to plan your essay, 30 minutes to write the essay, 2-3 minutes to check for spelling, grammar, and structure. Follow this time structure and you'll have plenty of time to get everything done without feeling rushed. Step 7. Keep practicing. Finally, this might sound obvious, but the best way to get better is to keep practicing. Write essays on different topics and time yourself. Don't worry if it's not perfect the first few times. That's totally normal. The more you write, the better you'll get. Get feedback from friends, teachers, or even online communities. Every bit of feedback helps you improve. That's it. These are the simple, easy-to-follow steps to help you succeed in IELTS Writing Task 2. Don't forget, it's all about staying calm, making a plan, and practicing regularly. You're absolutely capable of doing this, so keep believing in yourself. Each step you take brings you closer to your goal. Stay motivated, stay focused, and remember, you've got this. Thank you so much for watching, and best of luck with your IELTS prep. And hey, if you'd like me to cover any other topics, or if you have specific questions, just leave me a comment below. I'd love to help.